Kadu guys, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Hope you can see me, hope you can hear me. If there is any issue, do tell me. Today is 20th October 2025. Cool. And my name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. This is my Telegram channel. I will share this particular Hindu analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. on this Telegram channel. So again, let's see whether there are any issues, whether you can hear me or not. And yeah, I can hear myself clearly. So let's start the discussion, guys. And yesterday I gave, or yesterday, that is Saturday, right? So Saturday I give you people question. This question MCQ 12. Which route is mentioned as a perilous path undertaken by Venezuelan refugees to reach United States? Good morning, Iltush. So what is the answer, guys? What is the answer of this particular question? Path taken by Venezuelan refugees to reach United States, Strait of Magellan, Darien Gap, Panama Canal, Atacama Desert. Good morning, Harshini. What is the answer, guys? Chepandis. Anyone? I think we have discussed this yesterday, like yesterday or Saturday. The answer is B, as Iltu stated, Darien Gap. And then MCQ 13, which was based on UPSC 2014, seasonal reversal of wind is the typical characteristic of which climate? So Iltush and any, you have given the answer. Very good, yeah. Seasonal reversal of wind, typical characteristics of equatorial, Mediterranean, monsoon, or all of the above climate. We have talked about even, northeastern monsoon in previous Hindu analysis. So we had this discussion earlier. So Gajanan has given the answer 12th B. What is the answer for PYQ 13? Which, particular climate characterizes rather, oh my God, seasonal reversal of wind. As Harshini, Iltush and Annie are stating, monsoon climate. As we keep on talking about, in summer, you have southwest monsoon in summer. And in winter, you have northeast monsoon. So this is seasonal reversal of monsoon winds, and that is the characteristics of monsoon climate based on the basic criteria is differential heating of land and water. Differential heating of land and water. Really good. So that is the basic criteria. Cool, guys. So the answer is C. Then, so MCQ 12B, MCQ 13C, or PYQ 13C. Let's come back to the present and let's talk about this article. Now, see, understand one thing. Maoism we have discussed on Saturday, but see what has happened. This is page 9 opinion, and we'll talk about this article. So this is page 9 opinion, and this is page 8 editorial. So Maoism, Naxalism, they're talking about it a lot here, and that's why we have to talk about both these articles. So today we will discuss not one but two articles on Maoist insurgency. At the same time, do tell me who among you is preparing for EPFO? Anybody who is preparing for UPSC EPFO, which is scheduled on 30th November? If you are, write in the comment section. So before we talk about these two articles, one opinion, one editorial on Maoism, let me show you something. So this page 9 opinion we will talk about. We'll also talk about page 8 editorial. So record fatalities, arrest, surrenders, signal decline of Maoist insurgency. These things we'll discuss. So we don't need to focus much on this. But one thing which you have to understand, like Annie sends me a lot of mains answer almost every day, and she writes so good, and I keep on suggesting her feedbacks. Like, see here, Maoist insurgency, in how many districts they have reduced to? They have reduced to almost 11 districts in 2025. So Naxalism, it is explicitly mentioned in our GS3 internal security, right? So GS3 internal security. So whenever a question, there's like almost every year one question comes from Maoism, Naxalism. You people will tell me the difference between Maoism and Naxalism. We'll discuss all these things, Maoism versus Naxalism. What I'm trying to tell you here is, whenever a question appears in mains related to Naxalism, always make this map. In 2013, see how many districts were affected. Even Kerala was impacted at that point of time. But in 2018, it reduced. Kerala was no longer there. It was Naxal free, Maoist free. And now in 2025, it is confined to 11 districts. So the number has decreased dramatically, guys. So the cheat code is, whenever a mains question, which comes almost every year, comes on Naxalism, make this map. This map should be noted down by you people wherever you are making notes. Okay, now let's come back to the article which we are talking about. So page number 9 is giving these numbers only. How Naxalism has decreased a lot. Nobody is giving here EPFO. Oh my god, cool. Even if you people are not giving EPFO, I was getting like queries from other students who are writing EPFO. So what I am doing is I am launching PDF. What PDF? 50 most important current affairs. So I went through it yesterday. Saturday, like when do I rejuvenate? Saturday evening. Sunday is my work day. So 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO 2025. So I'll go through last, 1 year current affairs. And there is a trick also, which I will tell you people, 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPF for 2025. So there'll be two PDFs. One will be containing, articles from 1 to 25 and then 26 to 50. So these two PDFs. If you want these two PDFs, you can send me a message at 9650303257. I will tell you all other information at the end of this lecture. So again, if you are giving EPFO, this is for you. Let's focus, guys. So there are two articles here, one opinion, and in opinion, they are giving numbers. And these numbers matter when you're writing mains related answer. 2025 1849 miles surrendered, marking the third highest annual total. The number has decreased dramatically. So opinion will give us numbers, editorial will give us some facts and some causes, which we'll use to write any mains answer related to Maoism and Naxalism. So we were talking about two terms, Maoism, Naxalism, how they are different from each other. So Maoism is an ideology. It's an ideology given by Mao Zedong, which talks about communism, how it has to be implemented. Naxalism is implementing Maoism, implementing Maoism. And why it is called Naxalism? Because the one of the first major uprising which happened was in Naxalbari region of West Bengal, 1967, and that's why it is known as Naxalism. So basically, what is the difference between Naxalism and Maoism? Maoism is an ideology given by Mao Zedong. Naxalism is implementing that ideology. It is called as Naxalism because it emerged. One of the first major uprisings happened in Naxalbari, West Bengal region. Mithun Chakravarti was also a Naxalite at one point of time. So do remember this basic difference between Maoism and Naxalism. Cool. So 836 Maoists arrested, blah, 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 historical campaign. You can see the numbers, fatalities, and drastic decline. So this is one of the achievements which you will talk about, that, we have been able to curb Naxalism to a greater extent. Currently, what is the status? 2013, 175 districts affected. Even at that time, our own Kerala was also impacted. But now by 2025, you see only 11 districts affected. This is actually a huge decrease, guys. And you see the state-wise distribution. There's no Kerala. Chhattisgarh still is the dominant partner here. Even in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, it has reduced to a minimal number, one district. Big achievement for government, and we should thank them. Like, we should say them congratulations. We always criticize them. This is actually a good thing. So data indicates a major contraction, and why it has happened. You can understand why this editorial they will talk about. The developmental impact has been felt by these guys. And then there are some very interesting observation given by this editorial. It talks about there was a movement which was launched by Chhattisgarh in 2005 or around 2005, which was known as Salwa Judum. Salwa Judum movement. You see these guys, they are taking up arms, and basically these are common civilian people, and they were taking up arms. So Salwa Judum, they did not have basic knowledge, or even you give them basic knowledge, but they are just common people, guys. So many people believe that this whole Salwa Judum thing, which started in Chhattisgarh around 2005, where civilians were fighting against Naxalites, that also led to increase in number of Naxalite. Why? Because these people, they were taken away from their home. That led to displacement. They were trained, so whatever small amount of training was given to them, they were trained, and because they were not properly trained, they were killed in large numbers. So what happened? Many people, they started going to the Naxalite side because they were feeling that from our side we are facing more casualties. So there are many people who also believe that because of this Salwa Judum, Naxalism increased, and when Supreme Court banned this Salwa Judum thing, Naxalism decreased. So these are some very fascinating points which you have to understand. Basically, if you don't know this thing, you will feel like Salwa Judum, Chhattisgarh employed it, maybe the Maoist numbers decrease. No, that did not happen. It led to alienation, it led to displacement of people, it led to killing, and it led to discontent. So Maoist presence, but now the situation has improved drastically. Just 11 districts, 7 in Chhattisgarh, Sukma, etc. Security and governance. So again, developmental works are happening. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and also security has been like internal security. Indian government people who are dealing with CRPF, etc., whoever are dealing with them, paramilitary forces, we have to give them credit. Failed revolutionary plan. Now this is also very interesting. What was the plan of these Maoist or Naxalist? Interesting. Why interesting? What they wanted to do was, so let's say there is a big area, let's say we take the example of Maharashtra. So let's say there is Mumbai here. So the plan of Naxal or Naxalites or Maoist was to capture these village areas around Mumbai, thereby encircling Mumbai, and then there will be a day when Mumbai will be under their influence. But that thing has failed. Maharashtra, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and later, like you can see here, they encircle cities. That was the basic plan, following the Chinese communist model, but this failed. So this was their modus operandi. Capture rural areas first, encircle the urban area, and then capture urban area. Okay. So hope you understood. But again, these things are failing. So initial tribal support eroded. See, tribal people, why they were supporting these Naxalite? Because of lack of development, because of too much corruption, because of poverty. If lack of development, corruption, poverty, if government addresses these things, poverty, lack of infrastructure, if government starts addressing all these things, in fact there was a very famous statement given by Rahul Gandhi sir as well, that if we are spending, Rahul Gandhi, I'm saying Rajiv Gandhi, former PM, he said that if we are sending 1 rupee from center, around 15 paise is reaching at the bottom ladder. There is so much corruption. 85 paise is lost to corruption. So if you address, if government address this developmental issue, corruption issue, poverty issue, infrastructure issue, the tribal support will erode, and that's what has happened. Maoists focus excessively on armed struggle rather than economic upliftment, and again, that also alienated their base. Salwa Judum, interesting case study. Very interesting case study where a state-backed militia movement, Chhattisgarh, backed civilian people to fight against these, Naxalites, and that caused mass displacement and violence, temporarily fueling Maoist recruitment. Rather than curbing Maoism, it fueled Maoist recruitment, and that you will tell how. People were taken away from their home to train whatever in limited manner. Then there was too much killing, etc., and then people started siding with Maoists because generally you favor the victor side, right? Supreme Court banned Salva Judum. Professionalization happened of these anti-insurgency forces. Paramilitary forces became engaged. No such extra constitutional campaigns were done like Salva Judum, and that in a way weakened Maoist strength. Have a look at all these points. State welfare development programs happens, disillusionment grew, and Maoist violent ideology, it reduced. In a way, we are doing things which Peru, Colombia, Philippines, and Malaysia has already done. There also, you have seen decrease in these insurgencies. You can have a look at all these things, and this is actually a good article, a very good thing to start your morning with. So now, Naxalism in India. From May's perspective, let's summarize everything. And again, I was telling you about EPFO 50 most important articles. So when we are reading these things, we are not reading it from EPFO perspective. We are reading it from UPSC CSE perspective. It is so detailed. So when there are 50 most important articles, it will be mostly from EPFO, which is objective in nature. So it will be all like summarized version. There will be no such detailed explanation. Again, for people who will be giving EPFO. So Naxalism, 1967 Naxalbari. We have discussed the difference between Naxalism and Maoism, and then the ideology inspired by Maoism overthrow people, like overthrow the state. Why violent and non-violent means spread predominantly in red corridor region. Guys, whenever you are, as I've told you, whenever you are dealing with Naxalism question related question means, please make the red corridor district, which we have discussed how it has changed 2013, 2018, 2025, and then you will talk about the causes, and here in the causes you can talk about economic causes, lack of development, etc., etc., and lack of infrastructure. Then you will talk about political causes, corruption and all. Then you will talk about some other social causes, Salva Judum, etc., how it alienated masses, all these things. So you can divide it: socio-economic, landlessness, poverty, tribal exploitation; political, weak governance, corruption. And you can also talk about resource curse, Dutch disease, you know resource of these regions which are rich in minerals, they are taken away for development of other regions. That also led to alienation, historical displacement, and insurgency cycle. Key events, you can talk about these things. Have a look at this. I'm not reading it, we have discussed this. And government response: security, development, and also Supreme Court. See, most of the people, they will talk about these things, anti-insurgency operations, etc., paramilitary deployment and development part, but also talk about this ban of Salva Judum, how it brought people, like there was some amount of discontent among people. So think about those family members whose son has joined Salva Judum. They are neither here nor there. They are not even Naxalite, and they are fighting against Naxalite without proper training. So banning of Salva Judum also played a crucial role in curbing Maoist influence to a certain extent. So keep it in mind. And now they're there only in 11 districts. Big, big change. Let's solve some questions. Let's solve a mains question asked by you, like mains question, discuss the causes of Naxalism in India and evaluate the effectiveness of government responses. So here you can talk about Naxalism, what is the basic meaning here, what it tries to implement the ideology of Maoism or Mao Zedong, overthrow of state by violent or non-violent means, and then the causes, political, social, economic causes, and then the effectiveness of government response, development, security, all these things. In addition, Supreme Court has also banned Salva Judum, that also in a way prevented the alienation of tribal class. So you can talk about the intro part, origin, and again, this whole article, this whole summary thing will help you in writing any or every answer on Naxalism. So your content on GS3 Naxalism is ready. We have talked about this earlier, but this is an exhaustive discussion which we are having on Naxalism. So talk about the intro part, like, and make a map. Naxalism question, always map, comparative map. Start practicing it right now. This, like, there are some questions which are sure short. This Naxalism question is almost a sure short question in mains, even in pre. So body, socio-economic, political, historical, government response, security development, and then you can talk about judicial, which is not exactly government response, it is judiciary's response. So what you can do is you can divide this judicial part and you can talk about judiciary's response. And there you can talk about Supreme Court ban on Salva Judum. Very good. And then effectiveness, significant decline, blah, blah, blah. And this holistic approach has worked in eradicating Naxalism in India. Now let's solve some question. MCQ 1 of the day. Salva Judum movement was a state-backed militia campaign, a militia campaign in Chhattisgarh aimed at mobilizing local tribes against Maoists, was upheld by Supreme Court as constitutional. So Harshini has given the answer. Iltush has given the answer. Annie has given the answer. Cool. So what is the answer? It was not upheld by Supreme Court as constitutional. Supreme Court, designated as unconstitutional. So third is wrong. If third is wrong, you will eliminate B, C, and D, and you are left with A, 1 and 2 only. As stated by Harshini, Iltush, Any, very good. MCQ 2. Which of the following correctly differentiate Maoism from Naxalism? Maoism is a global ideology. Naxalism is an Indian movement inspired by Maoism. Maoism focuses only on urban proletariat. Naxalism focuses on tribal and peasants. Proletariat, bourgeois. So proletariat is working class, basically. Proletariat, working class. And bourgeois are the owners. There's these terms you will hear it, bourgeois. They are the owners. Karl Marx imagine a society where there will be dictatorship of proletariat. You read about all these things when you read about socialism, communism, etc., etc. So what is the answer, guys? Iltush, Gajanan, Harshini, Any, all of you have given the answer. Maoism is a global ideology. Naxalism is an Indian movement inspired by Maoism. Very good, yeah. Third, which of the following Indian states are part of current red corridor? Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and Kerala. Current red corridor means the map which I have shown you. The current map which we have, where we talked about 11 districts. So Iltush, Any, Harshini, Gajanan, they have given the answer. The answer is D. Kerala is not there. The current map which we have seen, it's only 11 districts. Kerala was not there from long time back. From 2018 onwards, you don't see Kerala. Kerala, you were saying in 2013. Salwa Judum is 2005 around. You can see how much, impact. We are not saying it directly happened because of Salwa Judum and all. In fact, even at that time, 2013, if you see this map, even in Punjab, Haryana, and this region also, you have Naxalism impact. So it has decreased drastically, guys. This is actually a very big achievement. So Modi sir will not take all the achievement, which I will not go there. So the answer is D 1, 2, and 3, as stated by Iltush, Any, Harshini, Gajanan. Really good. Really, really good. Okay, let's focus, guys. Next article, page 20, Science 2. Better future for India means, now we know why we are talking about immunology. Immunology means study of immune system. White blood cells, WBCs, and Harshini was talking about, one day we were talking about RBC, WBC, and Modi means Harshini said her blood contains Modi BC. That means red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles, Modi blood corpuscles. So in Harshini's blood, the blood corpuscles consist of Modi BC. Okay, let's focus, guys. So immunology, WBC, how it works, bone marrow, how our immune system is protecting us from foreign agents. And this was not it. 2025 Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine. It has been given for, a kind of T cell, uh, which is protecting us, like immune system. It protects us from foreign agents. But how will it distinguish between foreign agents and our body's own agents? So there has to be a mechanism via which it is protecting us from, like there has to be a mechanism via which it is not attacking its own body. So for that, 2025 Physiology or Medicine Nobel Prize has been given. And in that regard, this article has been written that we have to focus on immunology a lot. It is the cornerstone. COVID-19 vaccine, etc., etc. So many things happened. Plus, India has such high population. So there is morbidity, there is mortality, there is communicable disease, or there are communicable and non-communicable disease. Immunology is not only about prevention from infection. It is connected in so many different ways to your brain functioning, your output, all these things. So even before immunology was formally recognized, it benefited humanity. Edward Jenner, smallpox vaccine in 1796. So you see, immunology has received Nobel Prize in 16 years to 31 laureates. You may get confused, but Nobel Prize, they love threesome. Threesome means three people. They generally give it to three people. So that's why 30 laureates have got it in 16 years, 21 in past 50 years. So like generally what happens, if you follow Oscar, in Oscar it is said that if you want to win an Oscar, a movie Oscar, make a movie on genocide, make a movie on, anti-Semitism, World War, you will win. Very high probability of you winning if you're making a movie on genocide, anti-Semitism. So these days in physiology or medicine, if you're working on immunology, there's a very high chance of you of getting Nobel Prize. So where were we? Gajanan, see this, guys. So 2025 Nobel Prize went to Brunkov, Fred Ramsdell, Simon. See again three people. Sakaguchi for discovering. Again, they have weird fascination. Nobel Prize is no exception to that. Regulatory T cell, which will ensure that our immune system is not attacking our own body. Autoimmune reaction. Remember these keywords, guys. They are technical in nature. Anyway, people hate science and tech. So okay, so autoimmune means a scenario where your immune system is attacking your own body. So it prevents that. T cell prevents that. It has one particular gene which we have talked about in the previous articles. Cool, let's focus. So lesson from COVID-19 pandemic, we have to focus on vaccine, we have to focus on, this immunological research. That's what they are talking about. It has also revolutionized cancer treatment. Sonali Bendre, so many people suffered cancer, but they are at different stages. And especially we don't have a full and final treatment for cancer or for AIDS. There's an actor, you may not know about him. His name is Charlie Sheen. He's in Two and a Half Men. So he was suffering from something. But again, so cancer, AIDS, in so many different ways, immunology can help us, and that's what they're talking about. India should take proactive steps in this regard because we will be benefited by it based on the number of population we have and number of people suffering from communicable and non-communicable disease. So that's what this article is talking about. We have to focus on research infrastructure. We have already proven ourselves in immunology when it comes to COVID-19 vaccine. We just need to expand this whole forte, the knowledge which we have gained in different sectors, let's say cancer, let's say AIDS, HIV, or others. Embracing the immunological era can transform India from provider of essential healthcare to global leader in biomedical innovation. It's not only about immune system, guys, immunology. It is connected in so many ways to different parts of our body, even brain functioning. So that is the basic rationale. You don't need to do PhD here. We were reading about this article because of Nobel Prize of 2025 in physiology or medicine. So let's solve this particular question. Which of the following statements about regulatory T cells is or are correct? They are responsible for preventing autoimmune attacks. They were focus of 2025 Nobel Prize in physiology or means medicine. Harshini has given the answer. Iltush has given the answer. Gajanan has stated. See, both the answers are correct. T cell responsible for preventing autoimmune attacks. That our immune system is not attacking our own body. And they were the focus of 2025 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Both the statements are correct. The answer is C. Very good. As stated by Harshini, Iltush, Gajanan, and Any. Then you have MCQ 5. Edward Jenner is historically significant in immunology because he did what? We just talked about Edward Jenner. Iltush has given the answer. Edward Jenner, historically significant because he developed smallpox vaccine in 1796. And again, if you go back, you will realize it is written here. Where is written? Where is it written? See, Edward Jenner smallpox vaccine in 1796. Smallpox. Now, can you people tell me which has been eradicated? People generally get confused between smallpox and chickenpox. If I ask you one question, and this has been asked in so many different exams, out of smallpox and chickenpox, which has been eradicated in India? Which no longer exists in India, which no longer happens in India. What is the answer, guys? Chepandis Chepu Tilsu Ledu Kadu, which has been eradicated in India. If you know it, if you have it, flaunt it. So if you know it, tell me. Smallpox, chickenpox, which has been eradicated. Answer of MCQ 5 is B, as stated by Iltush Harshini. Harshini Rishi is also stating B. So Harshini stating smallpox. Smallpox has been eradicated. India's strategic importance in immunology arises due to what? Large population, high disease burden, opportunity to develop locally tailored vaccines and therapies, Nobel Prize awarded to Indian immunologists every year. Chepandis, guys, Chepandis, Chepu Telsu Ledu Kadu. Oh my god, look at this question. Use option elimination. So Harshini, Gajanan, Iltush, Rishi, they have given the answer. Third is wrong, right? Nobel Prize awarded to Indian immunologists every year they're getting it. There's so many things wrong in third statement. Now there is a question also for you people, and think from Main's perspective, interview perspective. Israel, a small country surrounded by so many hostile countries, get so many, like they have so many Nobel laureates. Why India, being such a big country, we don't have so many Nobel laureates? Why? What is the issue here? Is there is a conspiracy theory, like conspiracy theory, just like it's with all the index in which we are topping from bottom? Why we don't get why we don't have Nobel laureates? Israel, which is the size of Tripura, you have a state in India. Basically, many people, you know, Tripura. I've studied in Tripura. I love Tripura. So Israel, which is the size of Tripura, they have more Nobel laureates than India. Why? And if you know the answer, give it to me. And if you think about it or tell me tomorrow, today, and you can send it to me. Very important question. Happy Diwali, sir, and happy Diwali, Rishi. Okay, we'll talk about all these things later on. Page 8 editorial, the new arc of India-Australia collaboration. Australia is continuously coming. Yesterday, like Rohit Sharma and Kohli, both of them hit 100. Even then, India lost. Kohli hit 100, Rohit Sharma hit 100, and they should play 2027 World Cup. I am all for it. Why 2027 World Cup? Bring Dhoni also and play till 2035. My God. It doesn't matter. You see, collective performance doesn't matter. Individual laurels should be there. We should keep on idealizing people, irrespective of their performance. So yeah, so new arc of India Australia collaboration. Let's focus, guys. So what is happening here? Harshivi Pant, Pratna Shri Basu. She is one of my best friend. Basu ma'am. What Bashu ma'am? She's a friend. So no ma'am. So Bashu. So they have written this thing. We have talked about Australia a lot in the last, I think, 1 week or 2 week. Australia will be a provider of rare earth minerals, critical minerals. And you will understand the more you are reading about India's collaboration with a country which is not exactly a neighboring country of ours, so much rare earth they will give us, critical earth they will give us. They are a part of Quad. Who are the other countries who are part of Quad? Harshini has given the answer. Sir, Israel GDP investment research development is high as compared to India, which fosters a stronger research ecosystem. Very good. Harshini is such a good girl. So now Quad, what are the different countries of Quad, guys? So where we were discussing, they are part of Quad. And now here, what this article is all about, defense cooperation. See, there will be a chronology here which we have to understand. A very fascinating chronology. You will gain something very new here. So yeah, this one, this page. Then we'll talk about some more things. 3 phases of defense relationship, and this is the chronology, guys. That's how things develop. It's not like you met a girl and you fall in love with her. That may happen with some guys, but generally you talk, you make her laugh. Once the laugh part is achieved, she will see. Again, let's not go there. So there is a phase in everything. Similarly, there is a phase here in defense relationship. First, strategic convergence. They all are realizing their common enemy is China and its assertiveness. Then what they will do? They will try to do some joint exercises, operational deepening, like Talisman Sabre. It's a biennial exercise. It's not happening between India and Australia. It's an exercise between Australia and US. Biennial exercise. Australia, US. Quad India, US, Japan, Australia. Sir, in broader picture, India only invests 0 to 6 in GDP and R&D lesser in comparison to Israel. Very good, yeah. So Quad, and as Harshini stated, very good, Iltush. So the mnemonic for Quad is JIUS. This article is very important because there are so many keywords which are hidden in this article. So Quad, JIUS, Talisman Sabri, biennial exercise. What is the meaning of the term biennial? Once every year or twice in a year, once in 2 years, once in 3 years. What is the meaning of the term biennial? So Talisman Sabri happens between Australia and US, but they're looking for more and more stakeholders. India can be that stakeholder. So first thing first, you come together, you talk about your common enemy, China. Then you do some exercise that let's walk in the morning together. So exercise, and then you come together, you share your food, you share your love with each other. So in this scenario, we will do refueling. Like let's say, our airways, etc., or our ships are going, they're running out of fuel. All these things will happen here. Industrial and logistic convergence. So just like a guy and girl come together, slowly, same way defense relationship or relationship between countries happen, slowly. Strategic convergence. Oh my god, I'm becoming bigger and bigger joker with each passing day. Guys, I hope you are understanding where we are going with this. So Iltush and Harshini, they have given the answer once in 2 years. That is biennial. So these are the facts which are important, guys. Talisman Sabre, annual, biennial, biannual. So remember biennial. And phases, do remember it. You will use it in mains, you will use it in pre as well. Now let's come back to this article. So here they're talking about this one only. They have realized who is their common enemy. They have realized they cannot depend on US much. So they have to take things in their own hand. And then in this article, Harshvi Pant and my best friend Bashu, they will talk about AUKUS. Australia, UK, and US. So US is like a fraud country right now, with due respect to US, with due respect to Donald Trump. So now in AUKUS also, Australia wants India. Everybody wants India. So AUKUS, Quad, Talisman, Sabre. You can see the keywords from pre-perspective, from mains perspective. Australia is coming closer to us with each passing day. We are loving them so much. And why is there in news again? Defense minister meeting for the first time, like Defense Minister Rajnath saying and all, first time in a decade, almost a decade. And this is the inaugural Australia-India Defense Minister dialogue. Defense means now we want cooperation. Cooperation in what? In refueling and all those stuff. And this is the third stage of relationship, guys. First stage, you talk about your common enemy. Second stage, you do some exercise in the morning. Third stage, you share stuff. So we are here in the third stage now, where we'll be sharing stuff with each other. Uh, Israel to 5.6%, also South Korea to. Oh, my Iltush is such a good girl. Who is a good girl? Iltush. So, adoption of a joint maritime security collaboration. Again, you can see all these things. You can realize why this is the third step. Review of air to air refueling. So, we are talking about all these things: information sharing, air to air refueling, submarine rescue support will help each other submarine. Third stage of development. We are sharing things with each other. It's no longer confined to talks and exercise. So, strategic convergence talks, who is a common enemy? China. And Quad and all these things. Rule based Indo Pacific can only happen if China is kept under control. Although, right now, we're also trying to balance our relationship with China. And then some exercise. Talisman Sabre, mainly between US and Australia, but other stakeholders are also invited, including India. Industries and logistic convergence, where we're talking about submarine cooperation, where we're talking about air to air refueling. We're giving each other mouth to mouth support. Okay, so hope you are understanding where we are going with this. Do remember this three phases, guys. The sequence, important. My voice is gone. Structural, blah, blah, blah. Practical, blah, blah, blah. So, what is the reason why India and Australia are coming together? In our time, there used to be an actor. His name was Saif Ali Khan. And there was a movie, Main Khiladi Tu Anadi. In that, there was a song, Paasu Aane Lagi Zara Zara. So, what does that song meant? That song meant that people are coming closer and closer. There was another song, Zara Zara Behta Hai. Like means, where are we going with this, guys? So why are India and Australia coming together? Because of the tensions, because of our common enemy, China, because of unreliable behavior of US, because AUKUS will not suffice. Australia, UK, and US, which developed around 2021, we need, like Australia needs somebody apart from US, and that's where India can come into picture. Complementary strength. We now see, if you remember, earlier we were talking about shipbuilding sector in our country. We were talking about how we want to focus on in manufacturing of defense equipment. So we have a very big industrial base, and Australia has so much technology. This can come together. A boy is angry, like a girl is calm. They will come together, make a good relationship. Same way, we have a big industrial base, but we don't have much technology. Australia has technology. Let's come together and make this Indo-Pacific region awesome, as Barney Stinson would say. So India's industrial base, Australia's technology, resilient, cost-effective, innovation-driven partnership. Hope you people are understanding where we are going with this. Really good. Now let's solve some question, guys. MCQ 7. So, India-Australia defense relationship has been evolving through three phases. Which of the following is the correct sequence? Industrial and logistic convergence, strategic convergence, operational deepening, strategic convergence, operational deepening, industrial and logistic convergence, operational deepening, blah, 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 blah. So, Harshini has given the answer here. Strategic convergence first. Talk about your common enemy, China. Then operational deepening. Do some exercise, Talisman Sabre. And then share. Air to air refueling, mouth to mouth, air to air refueling, submarine support. So, industrial and logistic convergence, guys. Answer is B, as stated by Harshini, Gajanan, Annie, and Rishi. Hope you are understanding. For making you people remember, I will give any and every example. Talisman Sabre is what? Talisman Sabre. Ow, 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 ow. Chepandis, guys, Chepandis, Cheputusu Ledu Kadu. That means tell me fast. What is Talisman Sabre? So there are two terms which you have to keep in mind, guys. One is biannual, other is biennial. They are different, guys. They sound same, but they're not same. Biannual means twice in a year. And biennial means once in 2 years. So keep it in mind. They're not same. Eight answer. So it's a biennial. Talisman Sabre, biennial joint military exercise involving Australia and US. Eighth answer is B as stated by Rishi, Harshini, Annie. Very good, yeah. MCQ 9. Consider the following statement about AUKUS. Again, you read all statements. This is a tricky question. I have told you about AUKUS, but still tricky. Sorry. Use option elimination and you will be able to answer the question. Very good, Iltush. So Harshini, Annie, Rishi, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. Consider the following statement about AUKUS, trilateral security pact between Australia, UK and US announced in 21 to enhance defense cooperation, allows India to acquire nuclear powered submarine under the agreement. Guys, this is about AUKUS, Australia, UK, US. Why it will allow India to acquire nuclear powered submarine under this agreement? What AUKUS has to do with India, guys? So eliminate third. Even then the question is tough. You're left with A, B and C. First is general statement, right? So first has to be correct. Now you're left with A and C. Second, announced in 2021 to enhance defense cooperation. This is correct. So the answer is C, 1 and 2 only. Again, a tricky question because I may have told you some stuff, I may have not. So this becomes tricky in that regard. So the answer as stated by Harshini, Rishi, Iltush and Annie. And Annie, hope you're understanding why D is not the answer. Third is wrong. This whole thing does not allow India to acquire. It has nothing to do with India. But now they want India. Australia wants India because US is becoming unreliable. But yes, initially it has nothing to do with India. It's not about submarine, this and that. That's a different thing altogether. Next article, page number 14, Chandrayaan-2 makes first ever observation on lunar exosphere, ISRO said. Anything first is very important. We keep on talking about first thing, right? First this and that. So what is this whole first observation? We'll talk about that. Before we talk about Chandrayaan-2, there are certain terms which we need to understand. You know, orbiter, lander, rover, and the chronology of Chandrayaan. The whole chronology. How many Chandrayaan has been sent up until now? 3. First, 2008, launched via PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which was our workhorse. Maximum satellite, etc., has been sent by PSLV because during 2008, GSLV was unreliable. Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. Now, and we are sending them via GSLV, which can take more weights. So it was first Indian lunar mission. It discovered water molecules on lunar surface. They can ask you which Chandrayaan discovered what. What is the achievement? Then there are some terms, guys, which we have to understand. Lander, orbiter, lander, and rover. We have to understand their basic meaning. Most of the people, they just mug it up. So what? Yes, cool. So orbiter is, so let's say we are launching Chandrayaan 2 or something. So they are revolving around moon. So that is an orbiter. So we have launched Chandrayaan 2. So Chandrayaan 2 will have 3 components. So any object, let's say they have 3 components. One is an orbiter. So orbiter is revolving around moon. So this is an orbiter. Lander will land on some portion of the moon. So this is lander. They have landed on some portion or landed on some portion of the moon, but they are static. They are not moving. Based on where they have landed, they will have some cameras, etc., etc., and they will be observing the place wherever they have landed. This is a lander. On the other hand, a rover will also land on this, on the body, but it will move. It will move and capture. So please understand the basic difference between orbiter, lander, and rover. These are important terms. These are tricky terms. Orbiter, which is orbiting the celestial body. Lander, which has landed on that particular celestial body but is not moving. Rover, a type of lander, but it also moves. So a advanced version of lander. So now you will understand certain terms which we'll be seeing when we are talking about Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 1 2008 discovered water molecules, blah blah blah, and then it was there for 10 months only, although they intended it to be there for 2 years. Chandrayaan 2 11 years after. GSLV launch vehicle. Launch vehicle is important. There are certain things which are important. What are the other things which are important or which has been asked by other exams 1,000 times in the past? Orbiter, lander, rover. Now you will understand. Orbiter, which is orbiting moon. Lander, which has landed on moon but static. Vikram, it was not able to land. That was the problem. Vikram lost communication during soft landing attempt in Chandrayaan 2. This current article is talking about Chandrayaan 2. We have already launched Chandrayaan 3 as well. And many of you may have remembered that image where Modi sir was there with ISRO head and he was consoling him. Modi sir was so sad when this Vikram was, lost communication, the lander, that he did not eat 10 days. No mushroom, nothing, did not eat for 10 days. He was so sad. Not only photo ops that he's sad in photos. No, no photo ops. He was very sad. So lander Vikram, Chandrayaan 2, basically deemed a failure, which, in a way affected the image of ISRO, but that was not exactly a failure. But only Vikram lost communication, guys. Orbiter is fully functional, carrying 8 payloads. And this Chandrayaan 2 is giving us the first observation of CME, which we will talk about. So Chandrayaan 2, as many people believe, was a failure. No, it was not a failure. And Modi sir should have eaten mushroom. I don't know why he did not eat mushroom. Okay, let's focus. Chandrayaan 3, 2023 GSLV. So, and again, it landed safely and softly. Successful soft landing. So Vikram, rover, Pragyan, all these things are there. There is no orbiter because Chandrayaan 2 orbiter is already working. So lander is named Vikram, rover is named Pragyan. Hope you understood the basic difference between orbiter, lander, and rover. Now let's come back to this article. So this article is talking about Chandrayaan 2 launched in 2019. It makes the first ever observation of lunar exosphere. Now again, there are terms here. What is lunar exosphere? This is a very thin atmosphere of moon. Very thin. It has very almost zero or zilch atmosphere. Very thin atmosphere of moon, which is known as lunar exosphere. Now, this very thin atmosphere of moon is impacted a lot by CME. Now, what is CME? Coronal mass ejection. Again, a tricky term. What is the basic meaning of coronal mass ejection? Sun also has an outer umbrella to it, or outer part of it, which is known as corona. Sun's outer part is known as corona. They emit charged particles. They emit plasma, which is ionized gas, etc. They emit magnetic, particles. Sometimes, our mind goes berserk and then we say anything and everything. Similarly, sometimes sun goes berserk and they emit something. Their corona, their outer atmosphere emits something which is known as coronal mass ejection. When that emission happens, that led to formation of aurora on Earth. You may have seen many people like we want to see those lights, northern lights. So when these coronal mass injections happen, or it also sometimes impacts our satellites, radio communications. So our Earth is also impacted when this CME happens, coronal mass ejection. Basically, sun is angry. Same way, it also impacts lunar exosphere. So we have a good atmosphere. Good is not the technical word here. We have a fairly, resilient atmosphere. But that is not the case with moon. So moon is impacted much more via these CME, coronal mass ejection. We knew about this whole thing, but first time it has been shown, or it has been observed by Chandrayaan 2 orbiter. So that is what is being written here. When CME hit the moon, the total pressure on the moon increased because their atmosphere is very thin. So many things observed it. Like here, if these coronal mass ejection happens, our day-to-day life is not that impacted. It's not like we are getting thrown upwards or this and that. But on moon, the impact is somewhat more because of their thinner atmosphere. That's what this Chandrayaan 2 is talking about. So there was theoretical prediction earlier that CME will impact moon more, but it had never been observed directly before, which has been done by Chandrayaan 2. Oh my god. UPSC can, or other exams can make it like it was done by Chandrayaan 2. Keep it in mind, or Chandrayaan 1. No, Chandrayaan 2. So observation, you can see all these things. Discovery will help scientists better understand the lunar exosphere, which is the thin atmosphere of moon, and impact of space weather on moon, which has a the again, you can read all these things. Chandrayaan 2 launched, blah, blah, blah. Vikram lander lost communication when Modi sir was very unhappy. And then we have talked about Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3. Let's solve some questions, guys. MCQ 10. Which of the following statement about India's Chandrayaan mission is or are correct? This is tricky. This is a tricky question, but this will give you total summary of these 3 Chandrayaan mission. Harshini has given the answer. What we have discussed, maybe you don't remember facts, but we do know Modi sir was crying. ISRO chief was crying. Modi sir was consoling. This image nobody can forget. Whoever has Modi sir in his heart, like me. So Chandrayaan to Vikram lander did not successfully soft land. And that's why, because it did not land, many believe Chandrayaan 2 was a failure, which it was not. So second is wrong. If second is wrong, you can eliminate B and D. You're left with A and C. Third, you have to check. Chandrayaan 3 achieved a successful soft landing near the Mount. Yeah, it landed. Everything went smooth with Chandrayaan 3. There was no issue at all. So C1 and 3 only, as stated by Harshini Rishi Iltush Gajanan. Very good. Second statement is wrong. This one is wrong. Now, page number 1. Doha, Pakistan and Afghanistan agree on ceasefire. Why are these two countries fighting? See, what we do with Pakistan, we bombard their terror regions and all when they do something stupid like Operation Sindoor. Similar kind of stuff is done by Pakistan in Afghanistan right now. We are not doing a comparative analysis here, but there is a keyword which we have to understand when we are talking about Pakistan and Afghanistan, which is TTP. TTP. This TTP is causing a lot of issue between Pakistan and Afghanistan. What is this TTP? Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. What is this Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan? It's an umbrella organization. Umbrella organization comprising many terrorist groups, tribal groups, and they want to establish Sharia all over Pakistan. They're not very happy with the way Pakistan is being run by current government. They're influenced by Afghanistan or Afghani Taliban. Understand one thing. What is the name of this organization? They are operational in Pakistan. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, operational in Pakistan. It's an umbrella organization of many terror organizations, want to implement Sharia in Pakistan, influenced by Afghani Taliban ideology. And because of that, they have done a lot of things in Pakistan. What they have done, let me show you. And then we'll talk about this whole issue. We'll talk about Afghanistan involvement, etc., etc. So you see the spate of attacks in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. March 2024, 5 Chinese national killed. So Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in that region, TTP has a significant influence. January 2024, December 2023, August 2023. So it has been happening time and again. And Pakistan was continuously telling that, this TTP has been held by Afghani Taliban. Just like we keep on telling Pakistan that their terror organizations are creating issues in India, now Pakistan is telling certain stuff to Afghanistan and Afghani Taliban that you stop sponsoring just Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or you stop giving them support. There is certain amount of support which they are getting from Afghanistan. Some of their troops are there in Afghanistan and you are helping them. And that's why they attacked certain portion of Afghanistan, Pakistan we are talking about. And yeah, Annie has also given the answer, which led to killing of some Afghani cricketers, local cricketers. And now Afghanistan team, they will not go to Pakistan to play a trilateral series. So things are going on in Pakistan, which we have to understand. TTP is a keyword here. And so that things do not escalate to a almost worst level, there was a mediation which was done by Qatar and Turkey. I like their previous name, Turkey, in Doha, Qatar. Negotiation involved Pakistan, both of their defense minister, follow-up meetings is happening. And again, we can understand why this whole thing is happening and what is the basic rationale behind. Pakistan urged Afghan Taliban to take verifiable action against Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Hope you understood the basic rationale. This Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan formed in 2000s. Okay. And Pakistan, again, you can read all these things, and they're happy that Qatar is acting as a mediator. But the whole thing revolves around TTP and their activities, whether it will stop or not. Relation between two countries have been tense since 2023, with Pakistan repeatedly complaining about Afghan territory being used by militants, especially by TTP. Situation worsened after a TTP attack in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Orakzai district, killing 11 Pakistani soldiers, and that led to escalation. And then Pakistan, again, things are going on. Airstrike has killed people, 3 Afghani cricketers, and now Afghanistan Cricket Board, they are not going and they will not play Tri-Nation Series. Pakistan Air Force killed 3 Afghanistan cricketers in Pattikar, exactly, Rishiyar. So Pakistan, again, you can see all these things. Hope you understood the keyword here. What is causing issue between Pakistan and Afghanistan? Rest everything, none of our concern. Maybe some of our concern, but we have our own issues to deal with. Let's solve some questions. Consider the following statement about TTP. TTP is an umbrella organization of various militant groups in Pakistan. TTP only operates inside Pakistan, has no cross-border linkages. TTP follow extremist Islamist ideology and opposes the Pakistani government. Use option elimination, guys. In this question, use option elimination. It will help. So Harshini, Rishi, Iltush, Gajanan, all of you have given the answer. So what we have discussed, this is the problem. Second is the problem, guys. They are operating from Afghanistan because Afghani Taliban, they are helping them. There is a talks regarding that. So second is wrong. If second is wrong, you can eliminate option. C is the answer as stated by Harshini, Rishi, Iltush, Gajanan, any GYN. Very good here. Very, very good. MCQ 12. Chandrayaan mission contributed to space science by doing what? Have a look at this. I think this is a homework for you people, so we'll discuss it tomorrow. And so, yes, guys, so tomorrow is a holiday for Hindu, but we'll meet tomorrow. What is the day tomorrow? 21st October. What we will do, as we always do, we'll look at the previous Sunday news. So, do you people want to meet tomorrow or you want holiday? If you want holiday, then we will not meet. It's totally your call. I cannot do anything against your call. So, what do you want? Tell me one thing. Do you want me to cover Hindu? Because I feel like even if you're celebrating Diwali, guys, morning time it's just 1 hour something. I will have to do the work. For me, Diwali, Holi doesn't matter. I am a workaholic. I love to do my work. These things doesn't matter. Maybe when family calls, maybe when my family will call me once in 6 months or 4 months or whatever, then I will take some leave 3 4 days. But Diwali, Holi, these things doesn't matter for me. So you want Hindu tomorrow? Yes, sir. Let's meet tomorrow, please. Cool. So we'll meet tomorrow. So Chandrayaan 2 mission. Have a look at this. Think about the answer. MCQ 13. This is also homework. We'll discuss N 12 and 13 tomorrow. And like, share, and subscribe, guys. Join this Telegram channel. I will share this PDF by 9:30 a.m. And yes, Mission UPSC program is still running. That thing has closed. What thing has closed? Lifetime Success Bundle. But still, you can buy all these programs individually, personalized mentorship, all these things. Also, from today, I have launched this 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO 2025, which is there on 20th November. 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO. I will tell you the price right now only. I did not added it because I was making the plan. How will I make these current affairs and how it should be? So what it will contain? It will contain the summary. I will give you the snippet of these articles which are important. I will give you the summary. I will give you the MCQs and their answer. You just have to revise. Unlike UPSC, CSE, the things which we are doing right now, you don't need to read it in detail. You just have to do the summary. You anyway don't have the time. People who are giving EPFO 2025. The price is rupees 199, and there will be two PDFs. Two PDFs, 1 to 25 articles and 26 to 50. So one will contain 25 articles, other will contain other 25 articles. If I make, give all 50 most important CA in one PDF, that will be huge. And that sometimes deter people from reading them. So yes, sir. So this is, and then other things you can already see and you can enroll. If you're writing answers, you want me to be your evaluator. If having issues with history and all, history through NCRT series, if you want me to mentor you, personalized mentorship program, blah, blah, blah. You know the process, guys. And that's it. If I'm helping you in any way, adding to your knowledge base, you can also donate. So thank you, everyone. Hope you understood everything. And that's it. I'm going now. I will see you people tomorrow at 10 a.m.